know, I know what you're thinking. You want to date boys, girls, transgenders, everyone. My CV is lacking, pretending to read stuff and act intellectual, but trust me, there is a lot going on here. And I ate. Literally, I ate. But physically, not so much. Hi, guys. We have never talked like this one on one, so I'm very shy right now. Is this a date? Bruh. Okay. Have you been to those colleges, SRK film style, Dharma Productions shot, where there is Ye Jawani Hai Diwani going on, Disco Diwani out of nowhere, people are dancing and singing all of a sudden, and you really think that life is a movie? Well, my college life was exactly like that, and I am not exaggerating one bit. I would cry कि now there are 365 days left, or that there are 200 days left for my college life to end, you know? So every day I would be in present nostalgia and I would be crying every now and then. But this is why I am going to share some things about college which I have never really shared. And as you can tell, I'm pretty nervous right now because I have never talked essay in front of a camera. I have talked in front of a camera, but with the idea that I'm going to be making a vlog, this is kind of embarrassing. So for a mass communication student, it's quite ironic that I have so many communication issues. But anyways, here it is. Here are my tips for college life. And if any one of you is just starting out, or if you're excited for your college journey, so I hope I can help you in some way. I am definitely not a college veteran, and do not take my words for Bible or do not quote me on this. But here are just some things that I would like to share. Okay, so my number one tip for anyone who's just starting out would be that college is a very different experience for different people. What I told you at the beginning of the video was something very unrealistic. I don't think many people would agree with the fact that maybe their college life wasn't like that. So I want to emphasize on the fact that college is an experience, and an experience is just meant to be like different. An experience just means that it has to be different for every single one of you. So please do not compare yourself with anyone and don't have unrealistic expectations. Yep. With that being said, welcome back to my channel. My name is Surchin Choki, Surchin Choki Bhutia, and I don't think I have ever talked about what I do, what I studied in college, what my background was like. So I'm going to tell you that I majored in Multimedia and Mass Communication, and I did my bachelor's from Indraprastha College for Women, which is in Delhi University. So for anyone who's interested to venture out, I did CUET UG, which most of the time they have their exams around March, so you can look out for that. Another tip that I would like to give for college would be choosing the right college, and more importantly, the right place. For me, I believe that the place has a significant role to play. This might differ for every person out there, but for me personally, I think I make the most out of the place that I'm situated in. So since I was a journalism student, I knew that I could make the most out of it in a place like Delhi, because Delhi is a journalism hub in India. So therefore, if you're really confused about which college you want to go to, I also want you to take the place into consideration, and please make a pros and cons list. It is so helpful when you make a pros and cons list about your college. Also, I would like to emphasize that do not do it if your high school friends are going somewhere. Please, that is the biggest mistake that you can ever make. If you had a great school life, that is great. I'm so happy for you. But I do believe that school is a bubble, and when you go to college, it's your time to venture out. So I want you to choose something for yourself that you think would be appropriate for yourself, and you have to be selfish when you take this choice. Now, I'm very aware about the fact that most people do not have the privilege to choose certain subjects like I had, right? Every parent is not as supportive, and obviously, they want the best for you. But if you can put your word out there to take something that you are interested in and you feel that you can excel in, more importantly, I feel that you should take things that you believe that you can excel in other than it being just out of interest. So, yeah, because at the end of the day, you're going to spend 3 to 4 years of your life in that institution, in that place, and you do not want to regret or you do not want to blame somebody else for the way that you feel in that place. So, of course, like there are times when I have had so many friends who have studied in one institution for maybe, let's say, 6 months or 1 year, and then they've dropped out and they've gone somewhere else, right, to pursue some other subject or maybe to pursue the same subject in a better college. So, of course, I am not promoting dropping out. Never. I will never do that. But of course, if you feel that you want to try a certain subject or you want to see how this works out for you in a certain college, then you can do that. Sure, for like 3 to 4 months, let's say max 6 months, right? You can give yourself that space and the breathing time if you have the privilege to do so. Another tip would be to take the leap. I know that it is so scary to move out. Now, if you are not moving out, if you're going to stay in your own hometown to pursue college, that is amazing. Good for you. I feel that it is so important and it is actually a privilege if you're going to be staying at home to pursue whatever education that you are going to, then you can always be the helping hand for some other person who's coming from some other state, let's say. So, you can be a very helpful person for them. But yes, if you are going out, if you're going to some other place, please, please, please take the leap. Don't be scared. I know that it can be scary in the beginning. I personally was very excited. So, I mean, let's not talk about myself, but I know that for like many other people out there, it is a scary process to leave your home for the first time and to adjust somewhere else. So I know that it can be scary, but do not hold yourself back if this is the only reason. Like, do go out there. There is an entire world for you to see. The world is your oyster, and there's so much to learn, trust me. Also, I want to tell you that when I actually went out, this was also my first time going out of my state. I had never been anywhere else other than home, that is Sikkim. It was my first time that I actually took the leap, and I was so much out of my comfort zone. I realized that I had more to me than I ever knew. So when you move out and when you stay somewhere else, you learn things about yourself that you never knew you had. Many of my friends who have gone out, they say the same thing. Oh, I never knew that I was good at public speaking, but then I learned that I am. So you might discover things that you don't know about yourself. It can be scary in the beginning, but trust me, it is really, really not. Okay, now let's talk about making friends. I know that this is one of the most sought after topics and something that most people are scared of. I believe personally, I know what you all must be thinking. You all must be thinking that I'm just pretending to read stuff and act intellectual, but trust me, there is a lot going on here. I have written quite a lot. I'm not going to read it word by word, obviously, but I have prepared something that I feel and I hope will be helpful for you all. Yeah, so moving back to making friends. I know that making friends can be very daunting, especially when you're growing older, but I think there are two main tips to making friends. Number one, be open-minded. Number two, have a positive outlook and just have a positive energy. These two things, and let's say third one would be yourself. Trust me, these three things, that is key for you to making friends. Now I know this is a very kya bolu, everyone asks this question ki, how do I be myself? Certain, I don't know how to be myself. I'm just brand new, I'm coming out of school, yo. I know that there's not an answer to this. There's not an answer to how you can be yourself. You just have to be, And a lot of times I have heard people say this, that when you're trying to be very extroverted and talk to people, you might be fake or you might be putting on a show. Trust me, fake it till you make it. There's no other way. If you're introverted, oh my god, I know, like, it's so daunting and it's so scary to make friends when you're an introverted person. And I have been the most introverted person my entire life. Like, making YouTube for me would have been a big deal, like, many years ago. So, coming from an introverted person, I would say that you have to pretend, thoda bahut. And the best part about college, or the best part about starting anew, is that no one knows you. You can start fresh, and you can just do whatever you want to, basically. So, this means that you can go out there, you can talk to people openly, and you know what? Do not be scared to slide into someone's DMs. It's not F boy behavior. Like, just do it. And yeah, when I'm talking about being positive, obviously, like, be friendly with everyone, smile with everyone, right? Um Talk to people, and open minded. I think open minded is very important. Um, for me, I have always been interested in other people's cultures, other people's backgrounds. I am very interested to learn, but I have come across people who are not as open, and who are, in fact, like, they have a notion ki, oh, this person is from this place, so they might be like this. This is not wrong. I would just say that maybe you haven't been introduced to a person who's like good from that place, or maybe you have a bad outlook about that place because of something that has happened in your past. But I do believe that you have to be open to new cultures, especially if you're moving out. This helps you adapt faster, be a constant learner, and yeah, don't be afraid to reach out, because every person in college is looking to make a friend, trust me. Like, if you're sitting in a hall, just when you're next to someone, just say ki, oh, isn't that so pretty? Like, the curtains are so pretty. Or something as random as, oh my god, it's so hot today. I didn't know Delhi would be so hot, for example. Or you can just say ki, you can just say how you're feeling. If you're feeling nervous, just say that I am feeling so nervous. This is my first day in college. I don't know how I'll be able to make it. Not make it in life, but like make it throughout the rest of the year. See, if there is like a group of people standing also, just push yourself and just go approach the group and say that, oh, can I join you for this? Like, do you mind if I join you? Don't be desperate. Please, do not be desperate. You don't have to force yourself onto anyone. You don't have to force relationships. This is the worst thing that you could do. Don't force yourself onto anyone. People won't like it. Don't be desperate. And if, let's say that you do not automatically make a friend group, and you're not lucky enough to meet the most amazing people in the get-go, that happens, and that is fine. But I think you should be fine with being alone if things don't work out also. And if you have to be in your own space, that's okay. You can talk to people, you can be friendly, but if there is no one that you actually resonate with, that is fine too. Just don't be scared to be alone, and please don't be desperate, and don't force your relationship onto anyone, because if you do that, like, it's not going to last, and it's not healthy. Yeah, I also think that a great conversation starter is about the place that you're from. So when you're in another state, everyone's from different places, and if you're from a place like Sikkim, I have noticed that if you're from a northeastern place, a lot of people are curious about northeastern places. At least that was the kind of energy that I received. And if you know stuff about your culture, you can always share it with them, and people who are interested will be willing to listen, and you can ask them about their cultures too. Yeah. And when I talked about how everyone is not your friend, and you should not force your relationships onto everyone and anyone, this is very true. You may or may not meet the best people, and that is okay. Now, there will be a lot of people who might be very competitive, might try to drag you down, and that is very normal. Like, don't get so thrown off by this. Of course, you have to give it back to someone if they're trying to, like, purposely bring you down, because you're not going to meet every person's not going to be perfect, right? So it is the survival of the fittest, and just understand where they come from as well. Like, how they are brought up is very different from how you are brought up, maybe, and that is fine. So basically, don't have like too many expectations. Ki, you know what? Like, everyone's going to be great. Everyone's going to be great. That is not going to happen. Please stay away from drama. Please. When you're in college, I know that there can be a lot of drama. Trust me, I was from a girls' college. There is a lot of drama, but There are also better things to focus on. So please, please, please try to stay away from drama as much as you can. Another important tip would be to take part in activities. So, activities or clubs. Now, this is so important, and I have to emphasize on this because this is also another way that you can make friends. And trust me, like some of the best people that you can find can be through a club or through an activity group. For me personally, I was a Gen Sec of a film and photography society in my college, and I met the best people from that group, and I still connect with them, and they mean the world to me. So I feel like you can meet a lot of people who have your same interests. Now, the best thing about finding people from your club or activity is that you guys have the same interest, right? Whether it's a writing club or whether it's debate or whatever, it's very important for you to take a co-curricular activity. Now, even if you have a lot of study stress, I feel like one activity is something that you can definitely be a part of. Also, don't be like me. Don't go about taking like 4 or 5 activities or clubs. If you can, that's perfect. But if you don't think that you can handle it, then please don't. Because I think it's more important for your presence to be felt in a club, and it's more important and more fun when you put your all in a certain activity or in a certain club. And you know what? If you're a part of like 4 or 5 groups, and if you don't show up for most of their meets, it's not going to be worth it. I know what you think and what you all feel. Mostly, first years I have noticed this, that people feel ki, oh my god, my CV is lacking. I don't have anything from school, and I have to like fill it with every single thing. I was also like that, but it is not going to help. It doesn't matter if you take part in 10 clubs. If you have like minimum effort and interaction in all of them, it's not going to matter. If you take part in even like 2 clubs or 2 activities and you are fully active in it, if you have a role or if you're a president or gen sec or whatever, that is going to, it will have more maine basically. Study materials. Now I know that study materials, this might be very basic for you, but I do believe that there's no need for you to buy new books. Now obviously every college has their own method and they will share what you may or may not bring to the college, but personally I believe that it's a waste of money to buy new books, or even if you want to buy an iPad, I don't think that's really necessary. If you have the means, obviously, please go ahead. If you want to, then yes. If you want to save paper, please go ahead. But I do believe that for me, what worked was writing with pen and paper. That helps me like remember things the most. And you can always download PDFs from the internet, and your college will also share a lot of PDFs, so you can refer to them. A laptop will do, a phone will do. Especially in Delhi, there are a lot of places in North Campus where you can get second-hand books if you really want to study like from physical books. So that is something that you can look into. Also, please connect with your seniors for study materials. Now, like I think the biggest part is obviously pushing yourself. Don't be afraid to reach out. If you know anyone, any senior from your school also that you haven't really talked to, who is going to the college that you are now going to join, you can definitely ask them for help. 90% of the time, no one will tell you no. 99% of the time, everyone is here to help and everyone wants to help. So don't be afraid to reach out and ask questions, whether it's materials, whether it's about the place itself. So please connect with your seniors. Yeah, another tip would be try not to be a homebody. If you're going to a new place especially, you can make a list of places that you want to visit if you are into traveling like me. And if not, also like you can plan out things that you want to do or something new that you want to try, some new food or cuisine, So yeah, I just feel like you can make a list of things that can be achievable. It could be like simple activities as well. Try not to be a homebody, because I feel like a lot of times it has affected a lot of people that I have seen personally when they go to a new place, and if you're all cooped in, it does not help you mentally. Living circumstances. Now, I do believe that if you're going to stay in a PG, in a hostel, number one thing, the most important thing would be to create boundaries. When I first started out, I stayed in a PG where I had to share my room. There was one room with 4 people, including me in total. It was a huge room, right? There was one washroom and we had 4 beds. There was no dividing space, so everyone could see everyone. But it was pretty decent for me at that time. But I do believe that you should create boundaries. If someone is unhygienic, you can tell them ki, you know, um, you can tell them not to keep their stuff in that way, or that you would prefer if they didn't do this. You can respectfully tell them what you like and what you would not prefer. Yeah, I think mostly living with people, the most important part would be communication. I think you should clearly communicate what you want, what you don't want, and if you're comfortable with certain things and if you're not. Now, there's a lot of instances where people get disturbed by somebody talking to their loved ones or whatever, like in the middle of the night. And if this really annoys you, you can politely tell them not to do it, right? So, like the basics, I feel like when you're living with a lot of different people from many different places and you have never stayed in a hostel, this is very new to you. The first and the most important thing is to create boundaries. Another tip, a tip which I myself did not abide by, um, don't burn yourself out. I didn't get burnt out at the time, but I do believe that you shouldn't tire yourself out, and you should not burn yourself out, whether it's with college like studies or whether it's just you doing internships. Don't burn yourself out, it's not worth it. Relating to this, there's another tip, that you have to take care of your health. I feel like a lot of times I didn't care about my health so much because I felt like it was more important for me to do other things, whether it was staying up till the dead of the night doing internships or doing extra work that I wanted to. So, yeah, I feel like food, you should really take care of your food. If you're out, please take care of your food intake and what you eat and how you eat. Take care of your food. In my college life, I acted as if everything was an all you can eat buffet, and I ate. Literally, I ate. But physically, not so much. So, yeah, food, please take care of your food intake. Please take care of what you eat. And health is wealth. Trust me, in your 20s or whatever, if you're 18, if you're a child prodigy and you're 16, starting out in college, whatever, health, you have to take care of your health. If you do not take care of your health, you cannot do other things. So, this was an area where I lacked personally. So, yeah, have fun. I know this is the most obvious tip out there, but please have fun. Obviously, like, not itna fun ki, you go missing in the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere. Not like that, but have fun and try not to get swayed. If, this is so important. If you are not comfortable with something, excuse me, if you're not comfortable with something, and if your friends or your acquaintances or colleagues or whatever, they're trying to like force yourself to do certain things, don't. You have the liberty to say no. You can say it whenever you want. Please don't feel like, oh my god, if I say no to this, it will make me look uncool, or, I'll not be accepted. No. Everyone will respect you when you can say no. I feel like it's so important to say no. If you're not comfortable with something, please don't do it. And be safe, yeah. Like, even when you're having fun, don't take drinks from random people, okay? And even if you're going out at night, I feel like if you're like in a bigger state, walk in large groups. Try not to go out at night alone. And of course, like, don't rush into anything just because of peer pressure. Be in a safe space. And also, trust me, there are a lot of other ways to have fun as well. Things that you enjoy. And always be in touch with your childhood self. Because, for example, I love poetry. I love films. So I would go to a lot of like talk sessions, a lot of poetry sessions. I would perform. I would make films with my friends. Yeah, I know that you can get swayed. Hawa lagnu is very normal, right? People might say, "Chi, you get the hawa lageza." It's very normal. Hawa lagnu is normal, but don't forget to come back. Don't forget to be in touch with your inner self again. So, I guess, yeah, if this makes sense to you, or it might not make sense to you right now, like, these are just tips that I really want to share with you guys. And yeah, when I say have fun, time management is key. You have to have fun, but you also have to study, right? You also have to do your internships if you're interested in internships. Speaking of which, my next tip would be that of internships. Now, I wasn't from a very academic background. In fact, I'm not from an academic background. My background was creative. So, internships were sort of a must. Even if no one forced us to do internships from first year, we just did it, because we felt like this was, our industry was more work related. Like it was with the intention of work at the end of the day. So internships were important to us. But personally also I feel that even if you're from an academic background, internships are so important because more than you getting work, it's not only about work. It will teach you key things that you don't like. And I think in your 20s, okay, again, whatever age you are, it's more important for you to know what you don't like rather than knowing what you like. Because trust me, even 50-year-olds, 50, 60, 70-year-olds, no one actually knows what they want to do. There might be like a select few who know ki, okay, I'm going to have this. I have this mind map where I will do exactly this and life will turn out like this. But 99% of the people do not know what they want to do. Don't quote me on this. This is just like random percentages I'm taking out of like thin air. But yeah, people don't know what they want to do. And this is a fact. And I do believe that, what is I talking about? Yeah, that's why I feel that you should do internships because, when you are working, let's say in corporate, or when you're working with other people, you will know how you are in a group discussion. When you work in a group, when you work alone, you will know the effort it takes to get something on your own also. I feel like internships taught me a lot of things. And more importantly, like I said, it will teach you things that you don't want to do or that you don't want to pursue or which is not a right fit for you. Now, if you want help with internships, I would say that, there are a lot of websites. A lot of them could be like fake and would not get you your desired results. Internshala helps. There are opportunities circle, if I'm not wrong. I will write it somewhere here. Um, there are a lot of internship websites, but by God's grace, we have LinkedIn. Please make a LinkedIn account. Right, even if you don't have many things to put in your experiences, that is completely fine. Just put whatever you did in school, thoda bahut bhi, and learn to grow. See what other people are doing, and you know what? In a lack of like better words, copy them, or just learn how they're doing things and try to take the best that you can out of them. I would also say cold mailing helps a lot when you are mailing certain companies or certain people that you want to work with. Cold mailing is the best. Now, of course, like every company that you want to work with, they won't have their emails out there, obviously. But if you do get their email, I feel that when I really wanted to work with a certain company, there were times where I used to go to, I don't know which part of the internet, I would find out their emails. Now, this was by a lot of browsing, okay? But of course, like you can't do this for every email. So there is a feature on LinkedIn where you can type, let's say, the company's name. If it's Google, and then you go down to people, and you'll see a list of people who work in that company, whether they're the HR. It's better if you connect with an HR, but if not an HR, anyone else, you can send your connection request. You can write to them that you are really interested and passionate about the company, and that you are interested, you want to help them in any capacity. You can say that it could be unpaid, right? You're just doing it for the experience. And I feel like in India, भाई labor किसको नहीं चाहिए? Unpaid interns सबको, everyone wants unpaid interns, right? So more or less you will find luck. You can start small. You don't have to aim very high also. So yeah, these are some of the ways where you can get internships. Dating. I know what you're thinking. You want to date boys, girls, transgenders, everyone. I'm just joking. Dating, it's normal. Everyone wants to date, okay? But I want you to be careful. Now, in this space where there's the hookup culture going on, there's a lot of dating apps out there, right? These are meant for you to like click on and stay on the app. So what I mean by that is that apps are designed in such a way where they want you to stay on it, right? So don't think that you will get the love of your life, because 90% of the time you will not. It doesn't work like that. They want you to keep scrolling. That's how it works. But of course, if you want to try it, there's no harm trying. You have to be careful because you don't know the kind of people that you will meet out there. You don't know their intentions. So if you really want to meet someone also, like off of a dating app, you can talk to your friends about it, of course. Alert your friends. when you connect with the person after talking for some time on the internet, on Instagram or whatever platform, like stalk them, see their mutuals, see your mutuals, right? And try to learn more about the person before meeting them. And also, like when you're meeting the person, you can, not can, I feel like you should send your location, especially if you're a woman. Please send your location to your friends or your acquaintances so that they know where you are, and no one's telling you not to have fun. You can try this out. And of course, like, everyone's curious, right? Everyone wants to have fun in college, but please, 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 please be safe. Just be very cautious and aware. यहाँ पे भी, when you're meeting people, new people, whether it's boys, girls, whatever, learn to say no. Yeah, if you're uncomfortable, say no. Yeah, and lastly, college is something that does not have to be serious. If you're someone who's a go-getter, if you really want to study, and if you're just academically very motivated, go ahead. Please focus on your career. Please focus on your academics. If you are there to try other things, if you want to have fun, please go ahead, have fun, but be very cautious, like I've said already. And you know what? Like, just push yourself out there, try new things, and please, please push yourself out of your please push yourself out of your comfort zone, because it doesn't matter. Like, after 5 years, no one will bother, or no one will remember what you even did or how you embarrassed yourself. Trust me. Sometimes people might remember, but most of the time, it doesn't matter. And just go with this mindset. Keep your parents are going to be paying for 3 years of your 3 to 4 years of your college life, right? So you have to make the most out of it, whether it's academically, whether it's work-wise, internships, whether you want to earn money out of internships, whether you want to go on trips, whether you want to, like, kya bolo, just have fun. You have to make your most out of college life, because it's an investment, because your college life is really, really, really short. And after 3 years or 4 years, I think the only things that you will regret is something that you did not do. And yeah, I just feel that please make mistakes. The mistakes are yours to make completely. And understand that college is a privilege. Everyone does not have the privilege to attend a college. Everyone does not have the privilege to choose the degree that they want. Everyone does not have the privilege to have funds to enjoy. So if you do have all of these things, all of the above, then please, please make the most out of college. The fun thing about this entire video is that I had a subscriber, more specifically my friend, who told me ki, Sarchan, you don't really like talk on your videos. You don't address the camera. It's like तुमने तुम्हारा कैमरा किसी कोने में रख दिया and you just want people to watch. You're just like, अब देखो, मैंने तो वीडियो ले ली, you just watch and sit in the corner with no context. I'm going from point A to point B. There is no context of anything. And the funniest part was that not one, but like multiple people have told me this, and still I kept saying, oh, this is for fun. I'm having fun doing that. And there was a time when, like, my friend and I were watching my video together, and I was laughing on the top of my lungs watching my video, and my friend was so clueless, staring at me, because I was running around from point A to point B laughing, and I'm just finding it funny, and I know the context behind why I'm laughing, but my friend is so clueless, so I wasn't really aware of that, and that is why this is my attempt to talk. So yes, if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, please comment if I've missed out on anything, and if you found this helpful, even remotely, yeah, it would mean the world to me if I could help even one person out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. She said she's waiting for when she will break. Don't